Howdy folks, welcome back to Otter Creek Garage. I'm Luke. Are you in the market for a 4-post automotive lift? You're going to want to watch this before you buy one. Let's go. Just a warning, the following may contain scenes of coarse language and subject matter that may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. All right folks, let me just show you here just exactly what we bought. Give you a little view of it here. This is an Atlas 4-post automotive lift, and it's the, I'll show you the name tag on it here. It's the Apex 8, which is the 8,000 pound capacity. It has the 110 volt hydraulic unit on it. It has the ladder locking affair for safety, I guess you need that. So this particular unit comes with, I'll show you what it comes with here. So it comes with these ramps, which they come off. You can leave them on or you can take them off. I left them on just so you can see how they look. Normally I take them off because I'm sure I'll bash my head on them. It comes with these fancy, there's 4 of these caster affairs that you pin in there, one on each corner, and then you lower the lift down and it cradles in the tube there on the lift, cradles into that little bent up thing they made for you, and it lifts it off the ground a couple inches so that you can move it around. Yeah, I did find that handy when I put it together. I was able to put it all together where I wanted to, because I did it by myself, and I have a lifting beam up there which helped me, but then I was able to position it sort of square to the door and make it a little easier for loading cars. I don't know that I'd ever use those again. I mean, for some people that might be an option if you want to move it around. They do say that you can use this lift without lagging it to the floor. I don't know, personally it felt kind of wobbly to me when it wasn't lagged down, so I lagged it down anyways. If I do need to move it, I can, if I so choose. Comes with a couple of wheel chocks, which look cheesy, but they work well. I've used them already. Those are cool. They give you this, they call it a jacking tray. I don't know about that. I ended up using it to hold my oil drip pan, which you can see how well that worked. I spilled it all, but anyway, at least I can clean it up. It's not on the floor. Now it does have these little guards that go over this, which I didn't bother putting back on because I like to be able to see it moving. There's these stops that come out so that you can drive up to them if you want, and you can put them on either end if you so choose. Now this thing was super simple to put together. If you follow the instructions, you probably won't do it right because the instructions suck. I guess probably being translated from English into Chinese 2 or 3 times, some of the translations must have got lost because the instructions were crap. But you really don't need them. It's really, really easy to do. Let me just raise it up here and I'll show you underneath. It comes more or less pre-assembled. Now, let me get my other hand involved here. So I'll raise it up and I'll show you. Now if you set this, when there's weight on it, that will automatically lock at each stage. And you can kind of see it's trying to do that. But when you have weight on it, like when you have a vehicle on it, it will lock each time. So that's kind of cool. You don't have to think about raise it up and I'll show you what it looks like underneath. Okay, so this portion here, the lifting ram, that all comes pre-assembled. They just coil the cables up for you, and it's very obvious which ones go where. They're already pre-cut and ready to go, so you really can't mess that up. My guess would be if you're going to buy one of these, you're probably fairly handy anyway. As I say, I did do this all by myself. It would have been nice to have someone to give me a hand. It would have took a lot less time, of course. This basically took me all day to set it all up, level it out, and then lag it down. But they give you everything you need to set this up other than hydraulic oil. You got to buy a pail of hydraulic oil, which is whatever, it's no big deal. But it's very, very simple to set up. The questions that are going to arise: why did I buy a 4-post as opposed to a 2-post? Well, first of all, I hemmed and hawed about it for a long time. I couldn't decide. Now I know with most of the 4-posts, or 2-posts, sorry, they say that you only need like 4 inches of concrete or something, which makes me nervous. Now, I don't know if I'm enough of an authority to argue with someone who says that the makers that say it's okay to run them with 4 inches of concrete. I'm just not sure that I trust that, number one. Number two, I do work on my own vehicles. I don't work on other people's vehicles, just my own. And I work on a lot of other things here. So I thought the 4-poster would probably be more versatile for me. I may regret that, I don't know. I mean, there's arguments both ways for the 2-post versus the 4-post. It gobbles up a lot more room, as you can see. So why did I go with Atlas over the others? There was 2 reasons. Reason number one, I was looking for a dealer, a 4-post manufacturer that had a dealer close to me. Because I don't have a good way of, they give it to you, they ship it to you for free, most of them, but pipe or stop. But I don't have a good way of unloading a 53-foot van trailer here. This old loader tractor of mine is pretty unreliable, and the last thing I wanted to have happen was a guy to show up here and me unload it, and I had nothing but grief. So I wanted a dealer warehouse relatively close to my area where I could go pick it up with my flatbed. And reason number two, they were the only ones that got back to me. I reached out to probably 4 or 5 different dealers of different makes. Atlas wasn't the only one. And these guys were the only ones that actually got back to me. So, you know, I suppose I could have tried harder and chased them, but if I have to chase someone for them to want my business, I don't think I want to deal with that. So these guys got back to me within a day or so, and they had a warehouse in Vaughan, which is about 2 hours from me, so it was reasonable. I was able to go with my flatbed, and they put it on with their forklift, and Bob's your uncle. So it did piss me off that these other people didn't get back to me, but what are you going to do? If they're not going to get back to you, they obviously don't want your business. That's a terrible way of doing business as far as I'm concerned, but that seems to be the way it goes. So those are the 2 main reasons I ended up going with Atlas. I did see a bunch of videos on YouTube of other people that had bought this particular model, and they were very pleased with it. So those were the reasons why. And I've used it now several times. I changed the rear differential in my Nissan Rogue with this, and man, was that ever nice. That was probably the main reason for me buying it so soon. I always wanted to have one since I bought this place, but it wasn't real high on my priority list. I do down the road have plans on building a pickup of some sort, so I was going to need it eventually. So $5,500 including tax is what I paid for this, and as I said before, it was very easy to put together. You'd have to be a complete moron not to be able to figure it out. It's very, very simple. And I had it together in one day, and I used it the following day. And I'm very, very pleased with it. So I've used it probably half a dozen times now. I've had my pickup on it, and my Nissan Rogue, and it works really well. I'm really happy with it so far. So I highly recommend these guys. If you can find a dealer in your area that sells one of these Atlas lifts, I highly recommend it. So, as you may or may not have noticed, by putting this lift in, I've created myself 2 more problems. And that's always the way. You solve one problem, you create another. So problem number 1, the height. I can't lift this all the way up with a vehicle on it, or at least to its maximum. I had the Nissan Rogue on here, and I had it high enough that it was comfortable to work under, but my pickup on it, I can't. So this upper floor here has got to go, which isn't a huge problem. I can slide my beam down over to here, where I'm going to need it for working on other things, and I could do away with this upper floor. I've got plenty of room upstairs. I'll just give you a quick show you up here. I got lots of room to take that floor out. All right, so I could just take this section out of here. I'll have to, of course, put some vapor barrier or something on here. Try and help keep the heat in, because a lot of heat escapes out of the top here. But for now, it works fine. That is a job for the spring. When it warms up, I'll get at that. Problem 2, now I've gobbled up the room where I used to park my loader tractor for the winter. I could park it outside and leave it plugged in. It just seems to cooperate a lot better when it's inside, plugged in. The hydraulic oil's not too cold. It just doesn't like to play very nice when you leave it outside. Summertime is fine. This old machine spent most of its life outside, so I really don't care. But sometimes in the winter when you got to blow snow, at least for me, I don't have a lot of time. I got to get my ass in gear and get it done. So I can't be messing around with it giving me trouble. So that's problem number 2, and I got another. That's a whole nother video. I got a plan for that. I got a whole nother building out back there that I can put this in. I just gotta modify it a little bit so that I can get the tractor in. Anyway, folks, and we're gonna leave this one here. If you are in the market to buy a 4-post lift, I recommend the Atlas. It's been very good so far. Their customer service is great. I hope this was helpful. It's quick and dirty. It's very easy to set up. No fuss, no muss. One day it's done, it's ready to use. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.